In Pokemon Champions VGC, it's very fun to build different teams. However, a key component of team building that I think people aren't aware of is actually creating a tier list for the current regulation. Today, we're going to be going through Regulation MB in Pokemon Champions and defining what I feel are the strongest and weakest Pokemon in the format. All right, so let's jump right into it. We're going to start from the top bottom. I've organized this tier list so that it's only the Pokemon currently available in the regulation. However, the way the tier list works, there's quite a few pre-evolutions and stuff left over at the end, but we'll cover that when we get there. So jumping right in, the way I categorize this is S is best of the best. This is basically, of all the meta-defining Pokemon, there's some that just stand above the rest. The next tier is A tier. That's meta-defining Pokemon, meaning you have to build around these Pokemon. If you're going to take this team to a tournament, you're going to want to be able to beat certain key Pokemon that you know will be coming to the tournament, aka the meta. B tier is a very strong niche. This is Pokemon that maybe you don't slap onto every team, but when they are on a team and with certain partners, they can be very strong. C tier is unproven niche. This is kind of theoretically interesting Pokemon, not necessarily proven or unproven, just kind of what your average standard middle of the pack Pokemon would be. D tier, this is when you start getting into weak Pokemon that would take very specific or special circumstances to ever consider bringing. And then the F tier is never use these Pokemon. They will never be the best option in any situation. So going off of that, we're going to start with Venusaur. I would say that Venusaur has a very strong niche. This is non-Mega Venusaur in Chlorophyll Sun teams. With the Focus Sash, you don't really see it run any other sets outside of the Mega Evolution. So I think B is the right fit here. You know, it needs a Sunsetter to be good, either Torkoal or Charizard Y, maybe even Ninetales, non-Hisuian. So yeah, I think B is right for Venusaur. For Mega Venusaur, I would also say strong niche. It's stronger, I would say. There we go. I would think it's stronger than standard Venusaur in the sense that it's a little bit more splashable on every team. It doesn't rely on Sun to be strong. However, it can be strong on Sun teams with its base form having Chlorophyll. So I think it's a little bit stronger than Venusaur, but it's not defining the meta. You don't, in my opinion, need a plan into Venusaur. The plan into Venusaur is just deal more damage than it can recover as a drain tank. Standard Charizard, I would say, is weak. Nothing really more to say about that. Solar Power is not very good. In the current format, I would say, because the Sunsetter you want is Charizard Y, so yeah, why would you run normal Charizard? Charizard X, I would say, has a strong niche. It's weaker than I would say Venusaur is, in the sense that it is really good against Charizard Y. It was in Regulation MA at least. And it's not a bad Pokemon, right? Fire Dragon is a strong typing. Tough Claws is a good ability. It's just not broken, and I don't think you need to have a plan for it unless you are specifically running Mega Charizard Y, which I would say is the best of the best currently. You know, I haven't seen as much of it with Regulation MB, but I think that's just because people want to try out the new toys. I do expect Charizard to still be the top of the meta. Okay, Blastoise. I also think this is strong niche. So with specifically the White Herb, you can have a Shell Smash Blastoise without Mega Blastoise, and you don't have any of the defense loss, so your Water Spouts are hitting very hard, especially in the rain, and you don't need the Mega Evolution. Yeah, maybe I'll say unproven niche for this, actually, now that I think about it, because I've not really seen this. This is just me being theoretical. I think Fake Out, Shell Smash, Water Spout, and either Surf or Muddy Water on Blastoise could be very strong, or Weather Ball or Hydro Pump. So Mega Blastoise, I think, is very strong. I think you need to have a plan for how you're going to handle Mega Blastoise, Shell Smash, Water Spout, or any of the Pulse moves or Aura Sphere. I just released a video. You should check it out on Mega Blastoise using Terrain Pulse. Blastoise is strong. Mega Launcher is strong. Its stats are great. It's got Fake Out. It's a very good Pokemon. Never use Beedrill. Mega Beedrill, I would say, is weak. It's just a glass cannon, and offensively, Bug type is not that good. Poison type is not that good. Defensively, Poison type's great. Bug type's always been bad in offense and defense, so yeah, it's weak. Standard Pidgeot, I can't think of a reason you would ever run this over any other standard flying type. And Mega Pidgeot, I would say, has an unproven niche. It is a very strong Hurricane attacker with no guard. I really thought it was going to get Focus Blast, and I looked into it. It does not get Focus Blast. If it had Focus Blast and Hurricane, it would have been a very strong offensive threat. But without that, it's still just a very good Hurricane bot. You can run it in any weather. It's very fast. It hits very hard. Urbach, I'm going to say, is weak. It's not never used because it does have Intimidate. It does have Coil. I think it has Glare and Hypnosis. So there's a potential use for it. Yeah, I'll even bump it up to here because Poison typing is actually not bad in the current meta with Mega Floette and some other Fairy types running around. So I could see Arbok having a potential niche somewhere. Pikachu, I'm just going to say weak. It's not never used because what is it called? The Light Ball is in the game. However, it's not enough. Pikachu's so weak, even with Focus Sash. It's not ever worth using over Raichu, which I would say has a strong niche, and I'm going to put it even, for some reason, I'm going to put it above the Venus. And that's because these next two, well, this next one, Raichu Y, is actually very strong, and having Lightning Rod I think is going to be actually pretty good in this meta. People are figuring out, I think, Mega Raichu X, although it's much weaker, I think, than Mega Y. So with Lightning Rod, Raichu kind of counters Raichu, and with Fake Out, Endeavor, Focus Sash sets, I would say it's pretty good. Okay, Mega Raichu X. I think right now this is still an unproven niche. I don't think that this is very good personally. The stats aren't bad. The abilities, not bad. Electric Terrain is not as good as it once was with the nerf to Sleep ability, and frankly, the boost Raichu gets hurts it in a way because its best physical move for Raichu X is Volt Tackle, which does so much recoil. I saw some people skill swapping, Rockhead or Entrainment, whatever it was. And that's interesting, but it's a lot of setup for a Pokemon that's probably just going to end up being overshadowed by Raichu Y. I would say Raichu Y is going to be meta-defining. It is very fast. It hits very strong. It paralyzes. It can use Focus Blast, which is very good. It can use Fake Out. It can use Volt Tackle. It can use Electro Web. I think it has a few different sets it's going to want to run, whether it goes pure electric or if it does Focus Blast or any other move on there. I think it's a threat you have to have a plan for. Okay, Clefable, I'm going to say unproven niche. I'm going to put it above some of these others. Clefable has the Unaware ability, which is really good into setup Pokemon such as Mega Staraptor. I could see it being very good against that, but it hasn't really been proven yet. And Unaware is just generally really good with Follow Me. Follow Me is always a good move, so I would say Clefable will never be weak. So yeah, Mega Clefable I would say is... Okay, I'll say unproven niche. I'll be nice. And really the only benefit of Megaling Clefable is you actually could be more of an offensive threat with Mega Clefable. Everybody talks about how much worse this is than Togekiss, but the reality is Togekiss isn't in the game. So it's an option. I don't think you really want to spend your Mega as a support kind of offense Pokemon. I think there's better options for your Mega slot. So realistically, I'm going to bring this down to niche just because, or sorry, to weak, to D tier, just because you do have to sacrifice your mega slot for that, and I don't think it's ever worth it. All right, Weather Setters, I would say, is a strong niche. I'll put it next to Venusaur. People have been recently running Ninetales with the new Mega Lion, whatever that guy's called, Pyroar. So yeah, I think it's got a strong niche. It's got decent stats. It's fast. It's got Encore. It's got Disable. It's got Helping Hand. Yeah, it's good as is. And I would say this version of Ninetales is slightly stronger than the Sunny Day version or the Drought version. I think Aurora Veil is very good. I think with the Light Clay now in the format, this is even better. And it's fast. It's got Encore. It's got Disable. It has a decent defense in the snow, and it can be a decent weather setter. Okay, I'm going to put Vileplume in C just because it has a niche on Sun teams with Chlorophyll, but with a base 50 speed stat, it is pretty awful. It just barely outspeeds Aerodactyl, which is not bad. You know, max speed Mega Aerodactyl is an important speed tier to hit, especially for a Chlorophyll Pokemon, but you're not going to hit any of the Choice Scarfmons that outspeed that speed tier, which is a speed tier people are going to be looking to beat with their Choice Scarfmons. So it's got a decent niche with Sun teams. However, I think it's not great into Choice Scarf pretty much anything, especially Garchomp or Arcanine or, you know, whatever people want. I say Arcanine because it's our next Pokemon. And I would say Arcanine has a strong niche. It's an Intimidate Pokemon, pure fire type Intimidator, not bad. Extreme Speed's very good. Flare Blitz is very good. I think it gets Rock Slide. It might not get Rock Slide, but it is a little overshadowed, I would say, by this version of Arcanine, which I think has a strong niche, and I think it's at the higher level of B tier. I don't think it's quite as good as Raichu. It might not be... Yeah, it's probably better than Mega Venusaur. It's probably worse, but better than Venusaur. So it has Intimidate, it has Rock Head, it can use Head Smash, Flare Blitz, while also running the Focus Sash. It has Rock Slide, and any rock type right now that's really good into Charizard can't be weak, in my opinion. Okay, so Alakazam, I would say, has an unproven niche. People have been playing around with Skill Swap. It is a base 130 speed Pokemon. You know, it can put up Reflect, it can put up Light Screens, it can potentially Expanding Force if you want, but really, if you want to Expanding Force, I would say you can go with Mega Alakazam. I think it's still unproven Pokemon, but once Indeedee comes into the game, I think this Pokemon will be very threatening. You could try to set up manual terrain, which is why I'm going to keep it in the unproven niche. But with the special attack and speed stats it gets, I think it would be hard to argue that it's a weak Pokemon. Okay, Machamp, I would say No Guard Machamp is very interesting as a niche to me. You have Cross Chop, you have... what's that one that confuses, that has 50% accuracy, Dynamic Punch, and it also has the Guts ability, so you can run eventually a Flame Orb or Toxic Orb, or you can manually Toxic, you can manually Burn, you could potentially run sets with Mega Scovillain where you burn your own Machamp, then you get Guts Facade. Yeah, it's an interesting Pokemon, but I would still say it's unproven. Victory Bell, I'll put unproven. I do think it's very weak. I don't think you would ever run this over Venusaur. The ability it gets in Innards Out is okay, especially with Strength Sap. Like, you are going to probably pay a price for killing this Mega Evolution, but... Oh, sorry, we're not even talking about the Mega. This Pokemon's just weak. Sorry, the Mega Evolution. Sorry, guys. Is what I was kind of thinking about this whole time. And yeah, you can run the Innards Out set. It can be difficult to remove, but is it worth running? I'll put it in D. It's better than, I think, Clefable, but again, are you really going to put your Mega on a unproven niche Pokemon? I think that pushes it to the weak. Okay, Slowbro. Slowbro is not a weak Pokemon. I'll put it above... Alakazam, I think it's still unproven. It's a very decent Trick Room setter. It's a very slow Pokemon. It's got Oblivious, so it can't be taunted. So I do think it's a strong Trick Room setter. It's not as strong, in my opinion, as Sinistcha or Farigiraf, but we will get there later. Mega Slowbro. Okay, so this is an unproven niche. I'll put it near Slowbro. I do think Trick Room, Calm Mind, Mega Slowbro can be very interesting because the ability it gets is Shell Armor, I think, which protects it from critical hits. And the normal setup weakness is that you can always get crit and it will go through all your defensive stacks. And Slowbro doesn't have that problem. So you can set up Trick Room yourself, you can set up Calm Mind yourself, and then you can just start spamming Muddy Water, Surf, Psychic, Expanding Force, like whatever build you end up going for your threatening physical moves or special attacking moves. I think it's got promise. You know, Trick Room and Calm Mind, you would probably struggle to run Protect with that unless you only did water damage, which isn't... Yeah, so it's unproven. Okay, Galarian, Slowbro, I'll put that at the bottom of B tier. I do think the Quick Claw and Quick Draw set is pretty decent. You know, it's 50% chance of always moving first, whether it's Trick Room. You know, it kind of goes around speed control, which I think is a strong niche. You know, the fact that it can only happen every 50% of the time isn't great, but on a Trick Room team specifically, I think it means that you only ever have upside on your ability, where if you set Trick Room, you're often going to be one of the slowest Pokemon anyway, so you just have upside before you set Trick Room, or before or after Trick Room runs out, you can still be moving quick, and it can do some decent damage. Poison type is a decent offensive type into the fairies in this tier, this regulation, and psychic type damage is good specifically into Sneasler and some of the poison types like Garchomp Gengar that we have coming up. So Gengar, I would say, has unproven niche. I think it's probably better than some of these others. You can run Focus Sash, it can get Disable, it can get the ghost move, what is that called? Last Resort or something? No, not Last Resort. Destiny Bond, where it's fast Destiny Bond user, so it can potentially take down another Pokemon if it's got Focus Sash. Might get Endeavor, I'm not sure, but I think it's a decent Pokemon, but just not quite strong. Okay. I would say that Mega Gengar is meta-defining, but it is not best of the best. It's very close to being best of the best. I think it's stronger than the other two meta-defining Pokemon Megas we have in here. Shadow Tag's an incredible ability. Disable's an incredible move. Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb's very good into Floette. If you're not careful, you can very easily lose to Shadow Tag if you don't know how to play or prepare for it. Standard Kangaskhan, I would say, has a stronger niche than most, with the Silk Scarf at Last Resort, and especially now with Life Orb. Even Fake Out Last Resort on Life Orb Kangaskhan is pretty scary, I think. So strong niche, not as strong as the Weather Setters or some of the other Weather Abusers. And then I would say Mega Kangaskhan is similar power levels to Mega Venusaur, where it's a strong Mega, don't get me wrong. Sucker Punch, Drain Punch, especially on, like, you know, coaching comps where Kangaskhan can get very good. I just don't think it's something you actually have to prepare your own teams to face. You know, it's one of those things where, again, it's just you're gonna have to beat your way through it with fighting damage, most likely, or using ghost types if they've already evolved, or using Intimidate if it's already evolved. You know, there's ways to beat it that I don't think you necessarily need to build into your team. Standard Starmie, it's got skill swap. I don't know. I think it's just weak. Yeah, I can't think of any specific sets that are interesting on Starmie. However, Mega Starmie is pretty good. I'll put it at the bottom of B. Huge Power is just super good. It does get skill swap as well if you want a huge power onto something else. Water type is, you know, good typing. Psychic's a little bad for it with King Gambit running around, and Hydreigon can also be a bad matchup, but you do get some fighting moves, I believe, with Mega Starmie. I've not played it myself, but I think it's strong enough that it shouldn't be in C tier. Pinsir's awful. Mega Pinsir is also awful, and I would say more awful than these Megas. Tauros has Intimidate. So I don't think it can be weak, but I don't think it's as good as these Tauroses. These are strong Intimidate Mons, and I would put the Water and Fire even above Arcanine. The Raging Bull moves they get is pretty good, especially with screens coming back with the addition of the bad hair guy, Grimmsnarl. So I think there's a spot in the meta for them. Intimidate's pretty decent, I would say, in this meta. However, you can tell so far we have a lot of special attacking threats. For similar reasons, I'm going to put Gyarados above Arcanine, and then Mega Gyarados I would put as a strong niche. I think it's at the strongest of strong niche in tier B. I wouldn't say it's a meta-defining meta, but it is a very strong mega. And even I would probably do this. Ditto can be good. You know, I'm gonna put it as unproven niche. I would say, you know, I would expect this to be stronger than like Mega Slowbro, weaker than Gengar with like Focus Dash. But if you get a Imposter Ditto in on like a Mega Pokemon, I could see it being pretty good. Okay. Ooh, this is interesting. Vaporeon, I don't think is ever going to be weak. Its stats, it's a bulky water type. That's generally good. It's got Yawn. It's got Muddy Water. It can spam. It's got Helping Hand, being an evolution. Does it get Encore? I don't know. But yeah, it's just a bulky Mon that can be difficult to remove with leftovers. You can run Aquasphere, I think, is that what it's called, where you recover over time. You can stack that with leftovers and protect Yawn and Muddy Water, and you have a pretty good disruptive Pokemon. Jolteon. Jolteon, I would say, has a good unproven niche in the sense that it's an extremely fast electric type. Its space speed, I believe, is 130, and it has some synergy with Mega Sceptile, which we'll cover pretty soon here, and Lightning Rod users like Mega Raichu before it Mega Evolves, which I think could make it pretty interesting. Tangled Feet can make it the fastest Pokemon in the game. I don't know how you're going to status it. You know, you'd have to build around that, where you could get status on Jolteon, and then, you know, start discharging. I don't think it gets Parabolic Charge. I can't remember, but Flareon, I am going to say that this Pokemon is weak. I'll put it at the bottom of unproven niche. It's got a really strong attack stat. Nah, it's just weak. It's weak. I put it above the Megas, but, you know, the only thing going for it is it's got a 130 base attack stat. I think it's got decent bulk in HP and defenses, and fire typing is a good offensive type, so with a strong attack, it's not bad, but it is slow, and I don't think it does anything that, you know, our other fire types, like Arcanine, do. You know, it doesn't do anything better. Helping Hand, you know, the EV stuff might be helpful for it. So, Flareon. There was like a full... it gets Guts. Flash Fire is not bad. Into Charizard. Oh, its defenses are bad, and speed is bad, and its HP is bad. Okay. This has got mixed attack syndrome. That's... yeah. Okay. So I think weak is right for it. Okay, getting into Aerodactyl. Standard Aerodactyl, I would say, is meta-defining. It puts out a lot of... It's one of the best Tailwind setters, right up there with Whimsicott. I think Whimsicott is maybe a little stronger right now, but it has a great matchup into Whimsicott. Dual Wing Beat can be very good. You can throw Sharp Beak on there to catch opponents off guard that are expecting to live standard Dual Wing Beat. You know, actually, I'm going to bump this down to strong niche. I think this is at the top of B tier. I do think right now it is a little weaker with all the electric running around, and the fact that Whimsicott has Prankster Tailwind, Talonflame has essentially Prankster Tailwind, and they're faster and can do a little bit more damage in Talonflame's. Well, no. Talonflame doesn't do more damage, but they have more utility. So I think Mega Aerodactyl... I think people are going to realize that this is still one of the best Pokemon in the format. It's still amazing into Charizard. It's weak into Electric, so maybe it's the top of A tier. And I do think Electric's going to be stronger this regulation than it was last regulation. But because it's got a good matchup into Charizard, it's hard for me to drop out of... Yeah, we'll for now, we'll keep it at the top of A, and then we'll look at it again in the future. Snorlax has Belly Drum. It's good on Trick Room sets. It's very good on the No Guard entrainment team. I've been running a lot of that. I would actually say it's probably stronger than a lot of these Mons already, in my opinion. So yeah, I think C tier is correct for it. It could be higher up in C tier, but for now, we'll leave it there. Strong niche, Dragonite. I think is stronger than these Pokemon, but I think it belongs in B tier. Dragonite's always going to be strong with multi-scale. It still gets Scale Shot, still gets Tailwind, still gets Encore, gets every coverage move in the game. Black Belt's back. You know, I think it's a good Pokemon, and I think it could be, you could argue that it's unproven, but Dragonite's been good for long enough. I don't think you could say it's unproven anymore. Mega Dragonite, I think it's stronger than Gyarados, but I don't think it could be considered meta-defining. I don't think it's strong. Yeah, it's probably stronger than base Aerodactyl now. Multi-scale is very good. It's very good into Charizard. People have been running it with Heat Wave and just Dragon Pulse, and it just trades well. It's just so bulky, and the special attack's good. You could even run it with Extreme Speed, which we saw back in Regulation MB, just to finish off Pokemon that you kind of weaken over time. So it's a good Pokemon. Yeah, strong. Standard Meganium is trash. Mega Meganium, it had a stronger niche before. I'm going to put it at the top of C tier. It's still a good Pokemon. It's just bad into poison types, and poison types are good into Floette, so a lot of people running them. It's bad into Sun, into Charizard, so it's kind of just obliterated in this meta. Typhlosion, it's good, it gets Eruption. You know, how bad could it be? So we'll put it in unproven niche. However, it pales in comparison to its Hisuian big brother. Yeah, Choice Scarf, Charcoal, Sunny Day, all this stuff with Hisuian Typhlosion can't be faked out. It's a good Pokemon. Standard for Alligator, yeah, you don't run that. Mega for Alligator, I think is decent on Trick Room teams with Thunder Wave is the niche that it gets with Facade. You get insanely powerful 140 base stats Facades after it becomes burnt or paralyzed. Paralyzed is obviously good for Trick Room. It makes it move first, and you one out of 8 times you do paralyze. You can't move. So it's a trade-off, but it kills everything. You know, if it's not a fairy type or a steel type, it's going to die to Facade, Dragon Eyes for Alligator. Ariados, I think it's been proven that it has a strong niche with Rage Powder, though it hasn't had a good showing, I would say, recently. Ampharos could be good in Trick Room. I think Mega Ampharos could be very good in Trick Room. Again, electric type damage I think is very good when we look at Charizard, Aerodactyl, Blastoise. Even, you know, the top of B tiers don't want electric damage, so I think electric damage is good. I think a base, like, 160 special attack, is that what you get? Showdown. Ampharos. Yeah. Yeah, 165. 45 is good in Trick Room too, so yeah, I think it's good. Azumarill, I think it's better than a lot of these. Belly Drum's insane, but also just huge power is good. There's a very good Trick Room team I was running in Regulation MB, where Azumarill essentially... Sorry, MA? Are we in MB now? Yeah, we're in MB now. Regulation MA, where you have Farigiraf next to Azumarill, and basically you just protect Farigiraf and either liquidation or play rough with Azumarill, and often the next turn the enemy is weak to an Aqua Jet, so that's when you Trick Room. It was very strong. Azumarill is very strong. It gets Belly Drum plus priority. It's good. Politoed, Weather Setter. I think it's one of the better Weather Setters. I think it's better than Ninetales. I don't think it's as good as Ninetales Lowland? Hisuian? I can't remember which one this is. It gets... Yeah, you could argue it's better. I don't think it is, though. It also gets Encore, just like this Ninetales does, and it gets Perish Song, so it's a Perish option. So I think that's a strong option. I think Weather is a strong option, so it's a strong niche. I would not say it's meta-defining. I do not think you need to plan on how to beat Politoed. Espeon is weak. It's fast. It hits hard. It's Psychic type, which brings it down. Umbreon, I think, is strong. I think it's a strong niche. It gets foul play. And on Pokemon like Basculegion, it's very good into. It is just such a tank. It can yawn. It can moonlight. It can be really disruptive. Yeah, Umbreon, cool Pokemon. Awesome shiny. Slowking. I think this has to be with the other bros. It's a really good Trick Room setter. You can set up Snow with the Bad Joke move, which is hilarious. It gets Heal Pulse. It gets Rain Dance. Yeah, maybe it's proven. I would say, yeah, it's proven. It's really good with Blastoise specifically. Fake Out Trick Room with Rain Dance, Water Spout, and then Heal Pulse, Water Spout. It's good. Probably not as good as Galarian Slowking. Just better typing and all the same moves, so why not run the better type with Psychic and Poison being good into Floette. It's good into Sneasler, good into any fighting type, right? It walls pretty much fighting damage across the board. Yeah, it's a good Pokemon. Fortress, I think it does have a niche in that Bug Steel typing. It's only weak to fire, really, like Scizor, but it's much worse than Scizor. It can set up terrain. It can be disruptive. I think it can heal. Yeah, I think it's got something going for it, but I think it's what it's got is very weak. Standard Steelix. It's got Sturdy and Wide Guard, and it can be disruptive, but I think really Mega Steelix is the stronger version of it. Wolfglick's team, obviously did pretty well, although I think it was more Tyranitar that was carrying that team than Steelix, though Steelix is a great partner for Tyranitar, I think. And Tyranitar is good, so I think this has an unproven niche. Surge Surfer, it's trash. It does get Fake Out, so I don't think it can be weak. The fact that Surge Surfer only works for electric terrain, I think is just a crime, and I think electric terrain's weaker than it was in Scarlet and Violet, so I think unproven niche is fine. You can set electric terrain and then you can be extremely fast. You can, then Electro Web, you can Expanding Force, but again, it doesn't get the speed boost from Psychic terrain, which I think is, again, criminal. Quillfish, it's got Intimidate, it's got Swift Swim. You would never run it over Hisuian Quillfish. And this isn't even in the game, right? Because this isn't the evolved version of whatever the Hisuian version is. But yeah, I guess this is weak. Scizor is strong. It's probably about as strong as Charizard X and Kangaskhan. Metal Coat, it, really can pressure the fairies like Floette out there. And Gardevoir and Steel's good into Aerodactyl. It's decent into a lot of Pokemon. If you can get it in the rain, it's a very strong Pokemon. Similar with Mega Scizor. It's probably up here with Mega Kanga. Its defenses get incredible. you know, it's just very bulky compared to Caesar with Metal Coat. It can Swords Dance. It can Bullet Punch. Priority is good. It's a good Pokemon. It's a very good Pokemon. Standard Heracross. Into the trash you go. Mega Heracross. It's got potential. I'll put it with the other Mega potential. Raichu. Skill Link's good. It's like 175 attack, 185, something crazy attack. Rock Blast is very good. You can run Pin Missile for stab boosted damage. I don't know. Those are the two I've seen on it. It seems good. Swords Dance is good. Trick Room is probably best for it. But yeah, seems like it could be solid. Skarmory. Its typing is too good to be weak, but you would always run Corviknight over it. I think it's stronger than the other steel types. Mega Skarmory, I think it's got a strong niche. Don't think it's that strong overall. Stalwart can be good into Sinistra, Rage Powder, Follow Me stuff, and I think that's strong. Houndoom, you don't run it. There's probably a potential Houndoom build you can do, so I'll throw it down here, but it gets solar power, I think, maybe in base form and flash fire and stuff. I don't know. I'm not very interested in Houndoom. Fire Dark is good typing though, so maybe we bring it up a little further. I think it's probably better than it's better than Tauros, I would say. Okay, Tyranitar I think is a very good. I think it's one of the best weather setters. I'm going to put it above Alolan Ninetales. You can throw Choice Scarf on it, and it starts to get pretty fast. Not fast enough to outspeed a lot of stuff, but not fast enough to outspeed everything, but but fast enough to outspeed a lot of its threats. Yeah, it's a good Pokemon. Sand is very good. I think Sand is very underrated, and I think Mega Tyranitar specifically is very underrated. I think it is better than Gengar. I think it's A tier, personally. I think I got to Master Ball with a Mawile Mega Tyranitar team, and it went on like a 9-10 win streak, no problem. You know, even once I was in Ultra Ball tier is when I actually started running it, and it did very well. Sand is slept on. It is very good into Charizard. And I ran a Curse set. You can run Dragon Dance on it if you want to go fast. I wanted to go slow for a Trick Room team with Mawile, so I ran Curse on it. Didn't end up being that good, but it's an option. Like, it's got a lot of options. And after one attack boost, it's got a base, what is it? 150, 160 attack? Let's see. 164. That's insane. And 120 special defense in the sand, so you get the 1.5 boost to your special defenses. It is such an unstoppable force. I just think people are really sleeping on Mega Tyranitar. Okay, Sceptile. Unproven niche. It's down at the bottom here. It gets Unburdened, so it can go really fast. It gets Shed Tail, so it can help set up some other Pokemon. It gets Overgrow, so you can run Focus Sash and have like a very offensive version. I think it's got some options. I don't think it's good. So bottom of C tier, I think, is right for it. And Strong Niche, I actually think this is kind of the pinnacle of tier B. I think Lightning Rod is very good with Sceptile. Sceptile is very fast. It hits very hard, and with this Lightning Rod boost to its special attack, it starts one-shotting things before other things can even move. So I think it's a very strong niche. I think it's proven at this point. I think a lot of people are interested in it. I'm very interested in it with Discharge or Parabolic Charge. And the only problem is that it's very weak to Ice, and it's very weak to Fairy. And it has very weak bulk. It's kind of a glass cannon, but you don't have to run it that way. The way I ran it was a glass cannon. I think I also went on a 7-win streak with it, but it didn't feel quite as good as Tyranitar did. It felt like I needed to really think about how I wanted to run this before I really committed a bunch of team building to it. But I think it's good. I think it's very good. Okay, Standard Blaziken, it's probably got a niche with speed boost, and, Blaze Kick, critical hit build potentially could be good. But I don't see it being strong. Mega Blaziken, I think, is strong. I think you need to respect it. I think you need to plan for it. Speed Boost is good. It hits extremely hard. Fighting is a really good type. Fire is a really good type. It's a good Pokemon. Prepare for it. Standard Swampert, it's not a bad Pokemon. I think it's got niches potentially on Trick Room. I think it's probably around mid-C tier with Arbok. But really, yes, you run it on rain teams for it to Mega Evolve into this monster, and I think this could be S tier. I think it's likely A tier for now. The top of A tier. It's a lot of people have been running it on the ladder. It's really good. It's really fast. It hits really hard. It doesn't need any setup. It just goes. It just hits. With its favorite partner, and I think this is our first weather setter that does deserve to be meta-defining. I think you need to have a plan for Pelipper rain teams. I think I would even put this over Gengar. I would put Blastoise over Gengar. I'd actually put Gengar at the... It's a little aggressive. Maybe it put somewhere around there. Yeah. Pelipper. It's busted. Life Orb, Hurricane, Weather Balls. Like, it can one-shot a lot of the format if they're not running bulk. So, very good Pokemon. Best weather, I think, right now outside of Sun. And that's just because, you know, our boy here. Telepathy, Gardevoir, I don't know what else you get. I would say it's got a niche. It's good with Earthquake, it's good with Discharge, sets Trick Room, can be disruptive. I think it's worse than Mega Gardevoir, which I think is proven to be strong. I don't think it's like crazy strong. I think it's probably stronger than... I think it's about as strong as Mega Venu, whatever, around there. Sableye, we're going to zoom out a little bit here. Sableye, I think, is good. I think it's got a very strong niche. I think it is just as good as Politoed and the other weather setters with Rain Dance. That is the niche I think it has, is that it can set up screens and Rain Dance with Arcaludon on rain teams. Mega Sableye, I would say, is weak. Don't really need to talk about it. Unproven, I don't think you're really ever going to run Mawile just as an intimidator. So I would actually say that's weak, but the Mega is super strong. I would say maybe top of B tier, actually. Ooh, this is tough. I'm going to actually put it at the bottom of A tier. I'm maybe a little bit biased. I did get to Master Ball with Mawile, Mega Mawile, and Tyranitar. I felt Tyranitar was probably a little bit better, but Mawile was very good. Swords Dance with Iron Head, Play Rough, Protect, kept it simple. A lot of people are running Sucker Punch instead of Iron Head. I didn't click Iron Head a lot, but I specifically wanted Iron Head on my team for fairy types, and it just walls. Like, they send out a Sylveon or a Floette, and it's not long for this world. It's a very good Pokemon. And once it's got a Swords Dance, nothing lives anything. Huge Power is very good. Standard Aggron, I think it gets sturdy and heavy metal. Rock typing actually kind of helps it with the fire matchup. I don't see why you would ever run it. Yeah, I think it's weak. Mega Aggron is good. I don't think you can say it's unproven, but I wouldn't say that it belongs any higher in B tier. Yeah, maybe Umbreon. Maybe these guys deserve to be a little bit lower. Yeah, something like that. I think that's fair for Aggron. Actually, it's better than a lot of these. I would put it around Mega Charizard X. If you're not prepared for it, it will just run through you. If you are running a bunch of physical attackers, you are not beating, the wall. That's why it's called the wall. I think Medicham is a pretty interesting niche. I would put it with the other kind of interesting niche Pokemon. What's not huge power? It's big power, strong power, something like that. It's essentially the same as huge power, but you can skill swap it off. It gets Fake Out, it gets Trick Room. I think it has a lot of potential actually with Tyranitar and Mawile and Trick Room teams that are doing physical damage. and you can Mega Evolve it, and it does a lot of damage. I would say it's good. It's you know, I feel like people ran it at tournaments. I don't know. I don't think I'd run it, but it's good. It's not bad. It's probably around here. I don't think it's as good as Ampharos or Meganium, but it's probably better than Steelix. Standard Manectric, you probably never run unless you're doing the Mega, but Lightning Rod's a good ability. And I would say Manectric is in here with these other kind of mid-range. I think it's probably stronger. I'll put it at the top of unproven niche. No, it's probably proven. It's good on Rain. It's got Intimidate. It's got Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod, I think, is a very good ability. I think there's going to be a lot of Choice Scarf discharge shenanigans going on. It doesn't pair well with Mega Sceptile, specifically because you need to Mega it to really get it going. So I don't see it working with Sceptile, but it's a good Pokemon. I think on specific Rain teams, it can be very strong. Sharpedo, I'm going to put at probably like the bottom B tier. It just hits the core of Bascu Legion, King Gambit, and Sneasler really well. Like Focus Sash, Speed Boost, it's faster after a Speed Boost. I think it's a little disrespected, but I don't think it's necessarily at the top of B tier, but I think it's very good. I think it's just as good as Umbreon, maybe even a little bit better than Umbreon. Maybe something like this. Yeah, in this tier. Mega Sharpedo. I think it's unproven. I actually think that it could be quite good. You could wait to get a speed boost in your normal Sharpedo mode. Oh, my headset's about to die. And then you get Strong Jaw Crunch with a Stab Dark type, and it's gonna obliterate anything that Dark can obliterate. It gets, the Fang moves. I don't know. It's got some potential, so I don't want to put it as weak, but it's probably lower in C tier. Camerupt Standard. I can't think why you would ever run this. Mega Camerupt, I think, is quite strong. I would say it's around here. I think it's stronger than Mega Gyarados and Mega Kanga. On Trick Room team, you have to run it on a Trick Room team, but Sheer Force is very strong with its coverage. Earth Power is so good. I cannot state enough how good special attacking ground types are. Especially in this meta where everything is offense, everybody's running defense. Camerupt's really good. The problem is that it's stuck on Trick Room teams, and Trick Room teams, hard Trick Room right now, I don't think is as good as some of the other archetypes, but I think it is a meta-defining archetype. You need to prepare for, okay, I'm talking myself into it. I think it goes to the bottom of A. I think it's that good. It has huge damage, and it's bulky, it's in Trick Room, and if you don't have a water type, you're having a rough time. Torkoal, I will put this probably above, with Camerupt here, Mega Camerupt. I think it's also stuck on Trick Room, but it also does enable Sun. It's probably the best Sun setter above Ninetales and below Mega Charizard, obviously. But yeah, I think it's very good. It always has been, probably always will be. It's something you need to plan for. Trick Room's real, and if running Trick Room, it's usually running Torkoal, because Torkoal's so good on Trick Room sets. I want to put Altaria in Strong Niche, but I think it's still unproven. Cotton Guard, and it's probably around here. I think Cotton Guard is a really good move in this meta. One turn going +3, 2 turns going max defense, with leftovers, and what's its ability? Cloud9, being very disruptive. It can sing on gravity teams if you wanted to run it on gravity, although hurts its flying typing. But you could run Mega Altaria on gravity, and then you could get sing. It might get hypnosis. I don't think I can argue that Mega Altaria is strong niche, but I think it's stronger than some of these other Pixelate's a busted move. It's not as good as Gardevoir, obviously, but Dragon Fairy is a unique typing. It's going to defend, or it's going to be protected against all the elemental damage except for Ice. Fairy type means it can go into fighting types, like, you know, I don't know what fighting types it wants to run into, because all the good fighting types are poison or fire type. So I think it's got a potential niche. So, okay, Milotic. I think it's up here. It's with Aerodactyl. It's probably above Aerodactyl. It's probably above Dragonite. I think it's a very strong niche. I think you need to prepare for it. I think if you're running Incineroar or any Intimidate Mon, you need to have a plan for how you're going to handle competitive Milotic. You need to have a plan for how you're going to handle Coil Milotic. Milotic's very good. Very good. Castform. It's weak. I wouldn't put it in trash, but it's weak. You're running not running Banette. Frisk is good though, but you're running it on Mega Banette. I think Mega Banette is very good. I think it's about as good as the Skarmory and Starmie stuff. Prankster is a really good ability. You can do fun stuff with Prankster. It gets skill swap. You could Prankster skill swap huge power onto it. You could Prankster skill swap any ability on it. I think it's a very strong Pokemon. It gets Destiny Bond with Prankster. Its attack stats 165, but it's frail. I think it's a very cool mon. I think it's strong. Chimecho, you're never running this without its Mega, I don't think, and its Mega, I would say, is at the bottom of B tier. It's a really good Levitate Steel. Psychic is really good typing. Can sit there, take hits, can set Trick Room up, can Boom Burst if you really want to Boom Burst. It can Flash Cannon. It can probably Expanding Force, so I don't think you would do that because you're not touching the ground. It's a good Mega. I think it's like right at the cutoff to me for what I would define as strong versus weak. You know, I think it's better than Manectric, but it does take a Mega slot, and that it's not a strong Mega, I would say, as like some of the others that do justifies the Mega slot. Absol, I actually don't think you would ever run it, but I'm going to keep it out of F. But Mega Absol, yeah, is weak. I think probably first Mega that could be considered weak with, yeah, these guys. Not the first Mega, that's weak. Glalie, I don't know, Ice typing, I guess. It's got 80 stat in every stat point, which is unique. I don't know. I think it's bad. Glalie, it's got a niche. It's probably better than some of these others, where it blows itself up real good. And gets Refrigerate, so that explosion damage becomes Ice type, so ghosts die to it, and everything dies to it. You look out. It's going to blow itself up. Metagross, strong niche. It's too good to ever be, I think, in C tier. Bullet Punch is good. Meteor Mash is good. Psychic Fangs is good. Its Mega is excellent. Clear Body is very good. You don't have to run it with its Mega. I think standard Metagross is good, but its meta is very good. It's very good. Thank God they didn't give it Heavy Slam, otherwise it would be broken. But it's right up there, like, you know, with Swampert and Mega Aerodactyl, you can make the argument that those are all S tier Pokemon. I don't know that I feel comfortable putting him in the same class as Charizard for now, but they could prove themselves to get there. Meteor Mash, Tough Claws. I mean, Tough Claws is just so good. This thing's stats are on pars with Mega Tyranitar's, and I think its ability is better maybe than Mega Tyranitar's. It's hard to say, but it's definitely a lot faster, and that's good for it. Torterra, I think, is a good Pokemon. I think it's a bit unproven right now. I would put it up near Lax. Ground type is good offensively right now in this meta. Grass is an interesting combination with ground, you know. We can take a look really quick. There it is. Maryland has a good one. Okay, but I like this one. So if we are looking at... Okay, so grass and ground... Ice Week. Okay, it's not as good as typing as I thought it was. Okay, so yeah, you're probably not going to be very good. Firefighting, clone, Blaziken, it gets Iron Fist, it gets Fake Out. I don't think it's bad. Yeah, Fake Out's good. It gets Iron Fist, it gets Drain Punch. Its stats aren't great. Let's move on. This guy is good. I think people sleep on him. Empoleon with competitive. Water and Steel is like pretty good typing. You know, you're weak to fighting, ground, and electric, but you're resisting a lot and you're immune to 1 and you have 4 times weakness to Steel and Ice. Like, you are a tanky Pokemon. And with competitive boost, you start doing a lot of damage. With Flash Cannon, with Muddy Waters, it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, Staraptor is actually pretty good. Even without its Mega, you have Final Gambit, you have Scarf. It's a niche, it's a strong niche. I don't think it's strong enough to put it higher in B tier. And realistically, why run Staraptor if you're not running Mega Staraptor? This thing is bonkers good. I think it's A tier. I don't think it's proven itself yet to be... I think it's probably as good as Raichu. It's really good. You have to have a plan for Mega Staraptor. Yeah, it'll snowball so well. Contrary is such a good move, and I feel like they finally put it on a Pokemon that's actually good. Mega Staraptor stats are good. 110 speed is good. It hits hard. It's got okay defenses. Like, Contrary is broken with close combat. If they had given superpower, it could be also just as good. I plan on building around this Pokemon. I haven't built a team quite yet. I've kind of started ideas of kind of a Contrary team, but I think it's a very good team. Pokemon. Yeah, fighting, flying offensively is very good coverage. It's a very good Pokemon. Luxray gets Intimidate. Yeah, that's what it does. I think it's better than... I don't know. It's really slow is the problem. It's like around here, I think. It's probably not. It's probably... God, it just keeps going down. It's better than Quillfish. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Roserade is poison type, I guess. I don't know. Rampardos. This gets a huge attack. I'll put it somewhere up here. It's a huge attack. It's 165 base attack. It's rock type. It's a bad Pokemon. Bastiodon. I think it's got a chance. I don't think you're ever running... Okay, hold on. Lopunny has a niche without Mega-ing. It's just not as good as its niche with Mega-ing, but it gets Heal Wish, and it gets Fake Out, and it gets Encore, and it can be a really strong support. But it's just such a strong support with its Mega ability. It's hard to justify running. Like, you can run Sash on it. You'll probably run Endeavor on it. It's just not quite fast enough without its Mega, and it doesn't get scrappy until it Megas. But Healing Wish with Ally Switch as a supportive defensive backbone in a team, I think is very good. I think it's underestimated, and I think the best Healing Wish Pokemon is Lopunny, specifically Mega Lopunny. I think this Pokemon is quite good. I'm scrolling up because I think it belongs in B tier, and I think it belongs higher up than a lot of these. I think it belongs probably around here. Yeah, it's base 135 speed or base 130. Let's check really quick. Lopunny. 135. It's extremely fast. It's faster than almost everything, and it gets Encore, and it gets close combat Scrappy, which is obliterates Golden Go. It obliterates Aegislash, Sableye. So many Ghost types just fold to Lopunny. It's really good. Okay, let's see. I'm happy with where I placed it. Spiritomb. It's probably got a niche. I don't know what it would be. Yeah. Garchomp, welcome to S tier, buddy. is pretty lonely up at the top. I don't know. Garchomp, everybody knows Garchomp. Life Orb is so good with Garchomp, but now that regulation and B's out and it gets Life Orb, it's just hitting so hard. It's busted. It's so good. Ice damage, whatever. Nobody runs ice damage. Mega Garchomp, I think, has too many stats to be weak. It's really good. It's really, really good. It's just not as good as its non-mega just because it loses speed, but you can use that to your advantage on Trick Room teams. Its stats are insane. Let's just look at it. I mean, just oh, that's the wrong one. Garchomp. Where'd you go? Like 170 base attack. Defense is decent, special defense is decent, HP is decent, speed sucks, special attack kind of sucks. But you can run it as a special attacker. You do not need to run... I mean, you probably would, but you could run min speed, you could run max special attack, you get pretty good. I mean, this is base, it's 100, level 100. But yeah, you can run Earth Power on here. You can run Draco Meteor and yeah, Earthquake or something. And you have an interesting set. Like special attacking Earth Power is really good. Like everybody's prepared for physical offense with Intimidate, with Reflect, with you know, Snow. Nobody's prepared for special attack Garchomp. His stats are ridiculous. I think you probably want to run physical set on it, but yeah, anyway. Lucario, it's got a niche. You can run Final Gambit, Choice Scarf on it. It's got, you know, Justified. You can beat up it, and it can have a really big attack. Yeah, it's good. It could be good. It's not great. Mega Lucario, I think, is good. I don't think it's proven, unfortunately. I think it's probably at the top of C tier. Adaptability's broken. Bullet Punch, Vacuum Wave, there's so many ways you can run it. It's just weak to ground, and it's not strong against Fairy. I mean, it offensively is. It's an interesting Pokemon. It should be B, but I just don't see it out there. You know, it's like probably stronger than Empoleon. Probably stronger than this guy. Probably stronger than Garchomp. I don't know, maybe. Okay, I'm fine with it there. This is a Weather Setter. It's one of the worst ones, so, you know, there you go. I think it belongs. It's a strong, like, Hippowdon's strong. You do not sleep on the Hippowdon. Literally, it'll yawn you. It'll protect. It'll wear you down with leftovers. It hits pretty hard. It's a good Pokemon. Croagunk, I would say, is unproven, but it's pretty strong. Yeah, I mean, fighting poison type is obviously a good typing. Sneasel's proven that, and it gets dry skin, so it's immune to water, so it's got a niche that a Sneasler doesn't. However, it's much slower, obviously. Sneasler is a better Pokemon in almost every way, except for against water and rain teams. Abomasnow. It is a Weather Setter. I think it's our first Weather Setter that's almost weak. It is weak. You would never run this over Ninetales. You would never run it without running the Mega. I'm gonna put the Mega, you know, somewhere around here. I think it's unproven, but I think it could be quite good. It's probably with Slowbro, actually. But on Trick Room teams, this guy is no slouch. Blizzard hits really hard. Giga Drain hits really hard. Its attack and like defense and stuff is pretty nuts. Abomasnow. Yeah, I mean, it's a mixed attacker, which is really what kills it. It feels like it's showing its shiny sprite there for some reason. But it's bulky. It's, you know, in Trick Room, it's really slow. I think it's got potential. I've seen, you know, some opponents running it on ladder, and it, you know, almost did stuff. Okay, Weevil is strong. Probably stronger than these two, but not by a lot. It's very fast. It gets triple axle. It gets fake off. Knock off. It gets fake out. It's a strong Pokemon. Don't sleep on it. You need to think about it when you're building your teams. Rhyperior. It hasn't been strong yet, but it could be. Its stats are really good. You know, special defense is a bit weak, so it wants the assault vest, but I don't think you could say it's weak. I think it has some potential. I think it belongs kind of higher in C tier, maybe around some of these others. Yeah. Glaceon, I think, should be good, but again, is unproven. Never Melt Ice with Ice Beam Blizzard / Freeze Dry. It's real good. Ice is really good offensively. It's got good defensive stats. I think it's a good Pokemon. It's probably with Jolteon here, potentially even better than Jolteon and Altaria. Gliscor, oh, you should be good. You should be good. That's all I'll say about Gliscor. Stats suck. Its typing is awesome. It gets Hyper Cutter, so it's pretty good. You kind of wish it was a special attacker, but it's not. It's a physical attacker, and that's why Hyper Cutter's good. I think it's a good Pokemon. It's just not quite good enough to be B tier, I think. Mamoswine, however, I think is good enough to be B tier. I think it's really good. I don't think people are using it enough. I think it's just as good as Azumarill, probably. Focus Sash is kind of its only set it can run, but you could run it with snow, you can run it with sand, you can run it with rain. It's a really good Pokemon offensively. It's not very good defensively, but Focus Sash exists, so I think it's higher in B tier. Glade, I think, is also very good. I think it's probably as good as Caesar. Sharpness is insane on Glade. Sacred Sword plus Sharpness, stab boosted. It obliterates so many things. You can run Focus Sash. You can run it on Trick Room teams, which is how I played it. It felt very good. It was one-shotting a lot of stuff with Sacred Sword, Psycho Cut, and what did I run? Night Slash on it or something? Or maybe I ran Sucker Punch or Swords Dance. I can't remember, but it's a really good Pokemon. I think people are sleeping on Glade. Mega Glade, however, people, I feel like, not sleeping on it. I think you could go here with Glalie. It gets Inner Focus. That's not a bad move by any stretch of the imagination. It's not good, though. Frostlass, I think you have a niche before Mega Evolving, without Mega Evolving, I should say. You could run like a Choice Scarf. You could get Aurora Veil off. You could get Destiny Bond off. I don't know. You probably never run it without its Mega, because its Mega is, I think, A tier. I think it's up here with Tyranitar. Probably maybe better than Tyranitar. Yeah, it's really good. It's really fast. It spams Blizzard. It can Shadow Ball. It can run, I think it gets Freeze Dry, right? Do you get Freeze Dry? Mega, what's its name? It's not Floette. Frostlass. What do you get? Blizzard, Ice Beam. It gets Thunderbolt. It gets Shadow Ball. Apparently it gets Terra Blast. I don't think that's accurate. Hex is interesting. Frost Breath. I was interested in this one. So this is always a critical hit, so it's really good into like Rage Point Pokemon. But it doesn't look like it gets Freeze Dry. Otherwise, it probably would get ran. But yeah, it's a really good Pokemon. I think it defines the meta. I think people aren't respecting it. It has a great matchup into Garchomp. It's got a decent matchup into Rain. It's got a good matchup into, I was going to say, what's this guy? Mega Aerodactyl. However, Aerodactyl kind of bops it with Rock Slide. It's a good Pokemon, really good in the Dragons. Okay. Rotoms. There actually is a place, I think, for standard Rotom. Levitate. It's just, it gets bad. If it had the same stats that it got with all its other forms, I think standard Rotom would be pretty decent with Ghost type immune to Fake Out, a Levitate immune to Earthquake or all ground type moves. I want to run it. I haven't tried it because I think it's bad. Not bad, however, is the Heat form. I think this is a very good form. I think Overheat's very good. I think Will-O-Wisp very good. I think This is what I ran with my Sceptile with Choice Scarf. I think it's very good. Resist Fairy type. It's a very good pairing with Sceptile, and I think Sceptile's good. Yeah, Levitate. It should be 4 times weak to ground, but it's immune to it. It's such a good Pokemon. Not quite as good as Rotom Wash, I would say, but they're similar. I would say Rotom Wash is probably further up here. I think this is a fair placement for it. But Hydro Pump's, I think, better. Water type is just better than Fire type right now. It's bulkier. It's good with Citrus Berry. It can run Will-O-Wisp as a water type. Its coverage is amazing with electric and water, hitting all the ground types that Rotom Fire can't hit. So it's a very good Pokemon. It runs. You can run the screens. You can run everything. This has a niche. Let's see. This probably has a niche around right here, I would say. On snow teams, this is really good. Electric and Ice is crazy offensive coverage. With the snow team defensive boost, its defenses are fine. It's a good Pokemon. I think it's probably slept on. I think it's probably stronger than people think. It's just not been really played a lot. I'm going to put this guy with the other Rotom form. Electric Flying is really good typing. However, it's not that good with Levitate. But generally, Electric Flying is a really good type. And Air Slash is a good move. I can't remember if it gets Hurricane, but I know it gets Air Slash, and Air Slash is a good move. Modem Row, I think this actually walls out a lot of the currently strong Pokemon, so I'm going to put it kind of higher. Levitate's not that great of an ability with grass typing. However, it does give you an immunity where you would normally have standard damage. It's just that the grass move it gets in Leaf Storm is fine. It's not as good as like Overheat, I think, but it's decent Pokemon. I think it's probably going to end up being better than people think, but I don't think it's going to be as good as Water and Fire Rotom. Superior, I think this is a strong Pokemon. Contrary strong, I don't think you can argue that this is not a strong Pokemon. Grass type is not great typing with a lot of the poison types running around for the fairy types. But if you're not prepared for Superior, spamming Leaf Storm and then potentially Giga Drains, Leech Seeds, whatever, Glare, it's very fast. It's a very good Pokemon. You need to be prepared for it. Emboar, I think Emboar safely weak. I don't think it does anything. Mega Emboar, I'm going to put it with like Mega Feraligatr. And, it probably can do something sometime, maybe. Its offenses are good. Its special defense is good. It's not a bad Pokemon for sure. Samurott, you get Sharpness, so you're not bad. But you're never really competing with Hisuian Samurott, and its Dark Edge, whatever Cutting Edge Spikes move is really good. Let's see where I would probably put it. It gets Sharpness. It's probably up here. Gets Sharpness. It gets Night Slash. It gets Aqua Cutter. It gets Sacred Sword. It's a good Pokemon. You got to respect it. It can really fill out some teams very well. I think if you're looking for fighting type damage, people often forget that Samurott can give you that fighting type damage with Sharpness. It hits Sacred Sword as though it is stab boosted. It's a very strong Pokemon. Focus Sash is very good on it. Choice Scarf is good on it. It gets Flip Turn. It's good. This guy probably has some potential with Analytic and being slow, but its stats are so bad I've not really considered it, but I wouldn't call it weak with Analytic. Prankster, I think this Pokemon's good. I think Liepard probably is a little bit slept on. It gets Fake Out, it gets Prankster, it gets Dark type, Foul Play, Snarl, it's decent. Okay, all the monkeys I'm going to put at the bottom of C tier because they all get Fake Out and they all have a decent build with Focus Sash and their kind of base, whatever abilities, Overgrow, Flash, not Flash Fire, the starter abilities that boost their elemental damage. I think there's probably some potential. I don't think they can be considered weak with Fake Out. Sharna, I think this has probably got something going on, I'd probably put it around here. Stats are great. Psychic type's not great. What is its ability? Sharna. You levitate? Telepathy. Telepathy's not bad. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to have some potential. Excadrill. I think this needs to go with Tyranitar. If you're not prepared for Tyranitar Excadrill, you're going to have a really, really bad time. Excadrill's super strong. It's super fast. It hits hard. 130 base attack. Steel type is great. Iron Head is great. Earthquake is really strong. It's a very good Pokemon. It could be meta defining, but it's not for some reason. Yeah, I think it's strong. I think it's slept on. Mega Excadrill is probably down here. I'm not interested in running it. Its stats are really good. I don't think it can be considered weak, and I think it's probably strong, but I haven't tested it, so I would say it's unproven. Audino, you could probably do something with base form. I think it gets Follow Me, right? I don't know. Mega Audino, I've seen people do some stuff with. Healer's interesting, but you're probably not wasting a Mega slot on it. This guy's probably good. Conkeldurr, I think probably is around here with Weavile. In Trick Room, it's very good. Very, very good. I think it gets Fake Out. It's a good Pokemon. This is also a good Pokemon. I think people are sleeping on it. I'll put it around here. Baton Pass, Speed Boost. I've played this Pokemon in previous generations. I thought it was pretty good. Defensively, it's a really strong Pokemon with Bug and Poison. Yeah, Speed Boost. It's real. And it gets Baton Passed. And it gets Calm Mind, I think. Do you get Calm Mind? Let's see. Let's get rid of all these other guys. And Scolipede. I don't know what regulation it thinks I'm in. Gets Poison Point. Swarm's interesting, but yeah, really you're going for Speed Boost. And do you get Calm Mind? It's attack. What's special? Why don't I get any moves here? Let's see. Agility, Baton Pass, Iron Defense, Protect, Rest, Sleep Talk, Spikes. Swords Dance is interesting. Toxic Spikes. Toxic. Yeah, Toxic's good too. Yeah, I think it's got potential. I'll leave it where it is. Mega Scolipede, I think, can go right next to it with its other steel friends. Steel Bug's very good. It loses so much speed. I don't really understand why it was so fast and gets so slow. It's not great with its speed boosting ability beforehand, so you don't really want to just sit and protect on the field or Iron Defense. It might get Body Press. I don't know. Scolipede. It's like, it's interesting. Oh, it's Bug Poison and Shell Armor. Shell Armor means it can't get critical hit, right? I'm pretty sure. Its attack gets crazy. Its defense gets crazy. Special attacks trash. Health doesn't change. It gets really slow. I don't know. It doesn't... It's probably got something it can do. I'm probably going to move it like further down here. Whimsicott. I think Whimsicott is the best tail room setter in the format. I think it's S tier, if not top of A. I don't know. Swampert. I feel like Swampert's better than Whimsicott on rain teams, but only on rain teams. Yeah, yeah. So I would say Swampert's... We'll see. We'll revisit our S tiers, but Whimsicott, Encore, do I have to tell you why it's S tier? It's busted. Crocodile, I think this is going to be better than what people think. However, I think it's unproven still. I would say it's probably Vileplume power level. I would say that's true as well for Scrafty. Fake Out, really good. Its typing's really interesting. It's really weak to Fairy. It can Mega Evolve. It can get Focus Sash. It can run in Trick Room. It gets Intimidate. So it's not bad. Mega Scrafty, I'm going to put kind of at the bottom of the Megas in Unproven. Double Intimidate's really interesting. Its defensive stats get really good. Its attack stats gets really good. Still probably want to run it in Trick Room. Its Drip is awesome. So yeah, C tier. All right, I'm going to just drop Cofragus into middle of C tier. Mummy is interesting. I like it actually with Golden Go because you could potentially get abilities onto Golden Go. You can't skill swap onto Golden Go normally, so you could wipe its ability with something like Kafragrigus or Runrigus. I thought about that for a little bit, mostly because I wanted to put Contrary onto Golden Go because I think that would be busted. Garbodor, I think you're bad. Just maybe it could do something. I don't know what it does. It's pure poison type, I think, right? It's very defensive Pokemon. Zoroark, it's got a niche. It's probably better than some of these. We'll give it here. But it is not as good as a Hisuian Zoroark. I think this Pokemon is strong. I think you need to have a plan for how you want to handle it. If you run into it, it's probably better than, I would say, Psych around here. But yeah, it's a good Pokemon. Ghost Normal is a unique typing, and it is for a reason. It's because it's broken. It's got one weakness to Dark, I think, and immunity to fighting, and it's immune to Fake Out, catch people off guard. It's really good on certain teams. You are not in the game, right? I don't think you're in the game. You are, though, and you get Life Orb. And I would say that you're probably a pretty strong Pokemon that deserves testing. On Trick Room specifically, it gets Trick Room, it gets Life Orb, it gets Sheer Force, so Life Orb has nothing but upside for it. It hits really hard, right? Runiclus, whatever it's called. Plus. Oh, there it was. Plus. Why can't I find you? Runiclus, okay. Overcoat's not bad. Magic Guard's not bad. So it can run Life Orb. Regenerator's also not bad. It's not a bad Pokemon. Its special attack is pretty beefy. And it's pretty bulky with its HP stat. So yeah, it seems like it'll be a good Pokemon. Vanillux, it is a Weather Setter. Probably not on the same level as the others, but I do think it's not bad. I think it's probably around as good as Mega Abomasnow. Maybe a little bit better. Choice Scarf is pretty decent on it. It gets Never Melt Ice. It can run Freeze Dry. It can run Blizzard. It's a decent snow setter. It's probably not as good as Ninetales, to be honest. It probably deserves to be up here. I had another weather setter, I feel like, lower. Maybe I'm fine putting it here. Okay. How much more do we go? Emolga, it's got decent typing. It's got some promise. Electros, I think, also has some promise, even without Mega Evolving with Levitate. It suffers from being a mixed attacker, which is true of its Mega as well, but I do think its Mega, you need to be careful. You need to look out for this Mega. Yeah. Elevate is a very good move or ability. It keeps its Levitate immunity. It has no weaknesses with being pure electric type with Levitate. It's not a bad Pokemon. You need to be wary. And where I do think electric type is going to be good in this format. Chandelure is a strong Pokemon. With Focus Sash especially, Flash Fire gives it a good matchup into Charizard. It's not as good as Ceruledge, I think, but it gets Trick Room, which gives it a niche that Ceruledge doesn't have. And it doesn't have priority, but its special attack stats pretty nuts. Mega Ceruledge, I think, has a lot of potential. I haven't explored it myself, but its special attack is insane. It gets Trick Room for speed control, and it gets crazy coverage with, heat and shadow. It's really good into Fake Out. It's probably not as good as Ceruledge is. Where did I put Ceruledge, actually? I think I put it higher, yeah. And I think that's fair. You don't want to really spend a Mega Stone on a Pokemon that's actually very good already without a Mega, but it does get a little overshadowed, I would say, by Ceruledge. You have a niche. Swift Sim, Ice User. I don't like this Pokemon. I think it's trash, but it does have a niche. You probably also have a niche with your ability where you change your type based on terrains. I thought about this Pokemon when I was running Terrain Pulse on Blastoise. It's probably got something going on for it. I don't know what it would be. This guy is also probably better than people expect. It's a special ground typer. It can be a special ground typer. It's electric ground, which is unique typing. Its coverage is really good. Electric and ground is very good, especially with ice. You can hit almost the whole Pokemon. I mean, I'll show you really quick. If we have, where is it? Ice, ground, and electric. You hit pretty much the whole, it's like 3 coverage moves that hit so much. Like, it's hard to find, you know, other combinations like that hit so much. Fire, water, grass doesn't do it. Dragon, fairy, steel doesn't do it. That's more defensive. Dark, psychic, and fighting is similar. But yeah, so the fact that you have an electric and ground type in one Pokemon, and you're only weak to grass, yeah, it's pretty good. But its stats are pretty terrible. Yeah, I think it probably belongs mid C tier, wherever I put it. Yeah. Golurk, yeah, it's got no guard, but really you're running Golurk to do its Mega for Trick Room. I think it's really good in Trick Room. It gets Headlong Rush specifically. I think people focus more on Pokemon for their typing and stats, but not for their moves. Headlong Rush is an insanely strong move. It's close combat for ground type. It's ground type is so good offensively. So this Pokemon, to me, has to be good. It's just not really found its stride, what team it wants to run on. But it's good to fake out. It's a good Pokemon, and it's a ground offensive type. It's good. Hydreigon. This is a strong Pokemon. It's probably up here with... Yeah, probably with like Tyranitar. Honestly, maybe Ninetales is a little stronger, but it's around here. Choice Scarf is really good on it. Levitate's good on it. It can stand next to Earthquake types. It can shoot out Snarls. It can shoot out Dark Pulses. Dark type is very good offensively. Dragon typing, I think, does actually hurt it against Fairy, and it doesn't really use Draco Meter that much, but it's a really good Pokemon. Snarl's really good. There's a very good build, I think, that people are sleeping on with Focus Energy and or Scope Lens, where you can get guaranteed critical hits, so you can just start spamming Draco Meteor and you don't care that you're losing special attack every time. I think that could be a very good set. It's probably not as good as the current Choice Scarf set that people are using. Volcarona makes me sad. It's got a niche as a supportive type Pokemon with Rage Powder, but it's unfortunately rock weak in a meta where everyone's running rock for Charizard. So it's just really hampered. Otherwise, it can be very good. Chestnut, it's got a set, I think, where you don't run Mega and you just want to potentially run like a healing item. You want to run a defensive item. You could run, I keep thinking of Grassy Seed because it would be so good on Chestnut, yeah, or Electric Seed if it was in the game. Because then you could start body pressing, leech seeding. It becomes a drain tank. It's a good drain tank. People, I think, don't understand how good of a drain tank it is, but it's 4 times weak to flying in a meta where Mega Aerodactyl exists and Charizard can run flying moves. So yeah, I think it's got potential, probably less than some of these other Megas, but its design is so cool. Delphox, standard Delphox probably isn't going to do much for you, but Mega Delphox is going to take you to heights you would not expect. Yeah, I think it's A tier. I think it's the bottom of meta. It might be not the bottom, you know? I think it's probably better than Mawile, potentially. It's probably up here. Yeah, it's probably there. Yeah, it's super fast, it's super hard, gets nasty plot, it gets levitate, it's immune to ground type. It's really good. Greninja, I think, has a lot of potential on a weather team I've been meaning to try out. You know, with Protean and Weather Ball, you can run any weather type, so fire, rock, ice, or rock. Fire, rock, ice, or rain, water, excuse me. I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool with its Mega Evolution. I actually think it's got, to me, more potential than some of these others, probably something like that. And I have a shiny Greninja, so I'm really excited to build a Greninja team. I've been meaning to do that. Might do it soon. Diggersby, I think people sleep on it. I don't think it's weak. Huge power is a crazy ability, even with 50 base power. I think it also gets skill swap potentially or entrainment. I think it's entrainment, so you can entrainment Squill or huge power. It gets fake out. I think this has potential. I think people sleep on it. Talonflame is A tier. I think it's up here somewhere. It's probably like right here. Talonflame's Gale Wings is so good. It's so good into Whimsicott. It gives you pretty much guaranteed Tailwind on turn 1. It's super good. Super good. Really good into Sneasler. Yeah, and Whimsicott. And it's just a great... It's really actually really good with Contrary Staraptor, Mega Staraptor. People, I think, are sleeping on Defog. Prankster Gale Wind's Defog means that you basically start increasing Staraptor's evasion every turn, which can be really scary once you've gotten 2 on. I don't know. It's probably not good, but you also run Feather Dance. It's very good with Tailwind, Feather Dance, Defog, and then you can run Flare Blitz because you're typically already running Flying type with Staraptor. It's a really good supportive Pokemon for Staraptor, even if you don't want to do the Defog kind of cheese. Vivian, I think it's good. I think it's proven itself as a really good disruptor. Choice Scarf Sleep, Foot Slash Sleep, Powder, Hurricane user. It's good. It's really good. Pyroar, standard Pyroar, don't run it. Mega Pyroar, do run it. It is, I think it's strong. I think it's going to be a defining meta. It's probably stronger than these two, unfortunately. It's tough to say. Something like this. I still have hope for Sceptile. I feel like this should be here. Okay. Standard Floette, don't use it. Standard Floette Eternal has a niche with like Light of Ruin and stuff. Mega Floette is S tier. I need to play it more. I think the reason that it's not utilized more is because it is behind a huge pay and a time wall. It's super good. I think they wanted it to be super good because it's behind a paywall. Florges, stick it with Chestnut. Where's Chestnut? Mega. Where are you? You two should go together. It's better than people think. Its special defenses are really good. Its special attack is not bad. Its speed is mid, but it does get grassy terrain, and it also gets the ability to prevent grass types from, having any stat drops or status moves used to it. Kind of gives it the Goldengo ability. It's a good pairing, specifically with Mega Chestnut. This guy's probably got something. Fighting in Dark is unique. It doesn't get Intimidate like Scrafty, but it does get Close Combat and Knockoff, I think, which is really good coverage. Yeah. Furfru, you could probably do something with its Fur Coat ability defensively. It's not that interesting to me. These guys are good. Prankster is good. I'm going to put it with the other Prankster. And then this one gets competitive, and it does have... It's bad. You run it, but it is kind of the base form of Mega Meow. Am I back? Testing. Okay, my battery died, but we are back. Okay, next up we have Aegislash. We're going to ignore Blade Form. It's the same thing. Aegislash is really good. I think it's one of the best steel types in the game. It's up there with Excadrill. Doesn't need sand, but it can work on sand. It's really good. It competes with Goldengo now, but I think it's hard to say that Goldengo's better than... I mean, it probably is. It's hard to say that Goldengo's better than Aegislash, but Aegislash is very good. King Shield's very good. Its stats are very good with its ability. If you play it well, it can take you a long ways. I think this one's got potential. I'm just going to drop both of these guys in here as kind of like bulky fairy supports. But they can be good. I think they get Aroma Veil or something like that, which is an interesting ability. Standard Malamar, I think, is got potential. I definitely want to experiment with it. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. I have a shiny version of it, but realistically, I don't think it's going to be that good. People don't like Mega Malamars. I actually think it's going to be potentially good. One thing Mega Malamar really wanted was special defense with superpower and contrary. It allows it to snowball offensively and physically defensively, but special defense was always a problem for it. Now that it's got a crazy high special defense, I actually think it's stronger than people think. It's just maybe not as strong as Staraptor is going to be. I think it's overshadowed, which is unfortunate because I thought it's a cool design. I think Malamar's a really cool Pokemon. I thought Contrary was finally going to have its time in the sun, which I think it will. It's just not going to be on Malamar. But we'll see if I have any say about that. Barbaracle, don't run it. Mega Barbaracle, maybe it could do something. It's like probably around here with these megas. Dragalge is a decent Pokemon. It's a Trick Room Pokemon for sure. Probably not as good as Mega X. But its Mega ability is really good. It becomes a Trick Room threat. You are not removing this. It's a special wall for sure. Its typing's pretty good. Neutral into Fairy, resists all the elementals. It's weak to Ice. It's weak to Psychic. It's weak to Ground, which isn't great, but it's got a lot of stats, and it's a cool Pokemon. I think it's interesting. Clawitzer, you have potential with Mega Launcher. Heliolisk, you have potential with Dry Skin. Solar Power, it's such a coal Pokemon, but it's just bad. This actually has promise. It's a weather setter. I put it up near Abomasnow. It's just typing really hurts it, but this has Refrigerate as well, which can be a very strong ability. I played this on a round team, and it hit pretty hard with Refrigerate round. Don't sleep on it. Sylveon up to, it's either a S or A. I'm gonna put it as like the highest non-mega in A tier. It's busted. Pixelate plus Fairy Feather is really good. Now you can run it with Life Orb even, and it's just gonna do a lot of damage. It's hard to remove unless you have strong physical damage, and a lot of times it's run with like Intimidate and Reflect. So it's a nuke. It does a lot more damage than these little skin ribbon eyes would make you think it would do. Hawlucha, personal favorite, don't run it. Mega Hawlucha has a niche. I would say it's of A tier. You know, it's probably, I think it's stronger than probably a lot of people do. I think it's up here, bottom of kind of the megas and top of C tier. No-Guard's really good with Snorlax. It's unfortunately not good into the strong fighting types we have right now with Staraptor and Weavile, Sneasler. There it is. Dedenne, you've probably got something going on with Fairy, and Electric typing is interesting. Your stats are too good to be bad. Your stats are really good, and you have good typing. Klefki is Prankster. I think it's slept on, but I'll put it at the bottom of the Prankster pile. Trevenant's interesting. I think it's like around here, maybe higher. It gets Harvest, so it has this niche where it can live forever in the sun with Citrus Berry. It also has Forest Curse, where you can give grass typing to opponents or allies, which I think is interesting. There's stuff that can be explored there. You can run Poison Jab to hurt the grass types you create. Trick or Treat is of a similar design. I think it's a little worse though, because you don't get the Harvest. I think Harvest is really interesting. Avalugg, don't use it, I would say. Let's put it, wherever. Also, I mean, its defenses are so good, but its special defenses are a huge liability. If you expect to run into pure physical teams, then it could be good, but anyway, I think Noivern is pretty interesting. I'm going to put it up here. You can run a lot of interesting sets with it, with Boom Burst. You can run Round. You can run Tailwind. It's very fast. There was like a recent team that was just doing super interesting stuff with it. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's got potential. Decidueye I also think has potential. It's probably got the most potential, I would say, out of... It's hard for me to put in B, but I do think it's B. It hits really hard when it does hit. It's good in Archaludon. It's probably like around this level with competitive Empoleon. Normal Decidueye is trash. Don't use it. Incineroar is incredible. With the competitive Pokemons, it kind of had a fall from grace, but I think it's still very good. I also think Primarina is quite good. I think you need to have a plan for it. I think it's probably around here. Yeah, so super good. Toucanon, I think, is slept on. I'm going to put it kind of higher in Siege because I want to experiment with it. It's actually the slowest flying type in the game, which is interesting for Trick Room because flying type is offensively quite good, and it gets Skill Link. So it gets Rock Blast into Charizard. It gets Beak Blast, which is a really interesting move. I want to explore it. It's a very unique Pokemon that I want to look into. Crabominable, you can run it. It gets Hyper Cutter with Life Orb. You could, argue that it's good in Trick Room, but really you want to run its Mega. Its Mega, I think, is quite good. Trick Room, I'll put it with the other Trick Room Mega. Lycanroc. It's good on Sand teams specifically, and it's really good on Sand teams. I'll keep it where it is. Really, this guy you don't run, but everybody's hyped about this version of Lycanroc, Dusk form. I think it's really cool. It gets Accelerock plus Tough Cause, so it can one-shot pretty much always, gets close combat. It's really good. Toxapex is really good. I think it's proven at this point. It's probably stronger than like some of these. I would also argue that Weavile is more proven. Wolf showed it. Japan National showed it's got really good with Infestation, Toxic, Leftovers, Protect. It's hard to deal with. I think people sleep on this horse. Stamina is a very good ability. Ground is a very good type. It's offensively quite strong. It's good into Trick Room with its speed stat of 30, I believe. I think people are sleeping on it. I would say the same for Aquanid. It gets Water Bubble, it gets Entrangement, it gets Wide Guard, it hits surprisingly hard, special defense is quite good, speed is good for Trick Room. Salazzle, it has a niche, gets Fake Out, gets Oblivious, it can't be faked out itself. It can run White Herb and like a Overheat set. It's interesting. I thought it had more promise back when we had the Eject Pack in the game. Now that we don't, I think it's kind of mid. Sarina is very good. Its ability is very good. It needs to be respected. It is, in my opinion, probably like around Caesar levels of good. It can run Choice Scarf. It's very good. It can run U-Turn. It can run Trop Kick. It can run Power Whip. It can do a lot of damage. It can be very disruptive with Ice type damage, with Triple Axle. It's a good Pokemon. Rangaroo is one of the best support type Pokemons in the game. In my opinion, of the non-niche ones, of the niche ones. That was hard to... I think it's good. I think it's better than people think. I'm going to put it up here. I like Rangaroo a lot. It's very good with Earthquake, Telepathy type game plans. Passimian's got a niche. I'll put it up here. It can take on any ability with Receiver, but its stats are trash and its moves are kind of trash. Mimikyu, very good. Mimikyu is a very good Pokemon. It's a great Trick Room setter. I think its fairy damage is very good right now. I would put it around here. Disguise is a very good ability. Yeah. Fairy Ghost is also great typing. It's a strong Pokemon. Drampa, you get Cloud9, but really you're going to be running Mega if you're running Drampa. It's one of the Trick Room boys. It's really good. Kommo-o is very good. I think people sleep on it. If you sleep on it, you will suffer. You need to have a plan. I think it's better than Gardevoir. I think it's better than it's in this power level for sure. Corviknight is very good still. I don't think it's as good as it was in Reg MA. I'm going to keep it in... I think it's still B tier. It's just too good. I think it's honestly better than Mega Skarmory. It's probably better than a lot of these non-megas. It gets Tailwind, gets Bulk Up, gets a lot of different offensive options. I will put it here. I think that's right. I also have the shiny version, which is awesome. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. Flapple. Flapple has a really cool gravity team with Hustle. It actually seems like it'll do a lot of damage. I want to try it out. I'm going to put it in Unproven niche. You can put you at the bottom of C. You're probably better than some of these. Appleton is really defensive Pokemon. It can be a drain tank. It gets very unique speed control moves and like Sticky Apple or something like that that slowly lowers Pokemon's speed over time, which could be very good on a contrary team. Yeah, it's got potential, probably less than Flapple, but so I don't know, I'll put it over here. It's more interesting than these Pokemon, I would say. Sandaconda actually is a weather setter, so it's got something going on. Where's Hippowdon? We probably put it with Hippowdon. I do think you actually have to respect Sandaconda with Minimize, Bright, and yeah, it gets a set where it can basically become unhittable, which is pretty scary, and it gets body press and high defenses, so you have to respect it. It's got a set. You have to know about it. Otherwise, you could get run over by it. So I'll put it at the bottom of B. Hatterene is a very good Pokemon. I'll also put you in B. I'll put you at the bottom. It's a threat. It's a Trick Room setter. It's hard Trick Room sweeper. Yeah, Grimmsnarl is amazing. I would put it in A tier. I will put it higher up in A tier. I think it's a better support mon than Talonflame. I feel like everybody knows about Grimmsnarl at this point, but if you don't, it's Prankster, Light Screens, gets Spirit Break, surprisingly high attack, surprisingly lives a long time, gets Parting Shot, Prankster. It's really good. Mr. Rhyme, it has a niche, it gets Fake Out, it gets Sheer Cold, it has a place on the No Guard teams. It's just pretty bad though. I'm putting it at the bottom of C tier. Runerigus, I would put mid C tier. I really like its ability. Its stats are pretty interesting. I think it gets Trick Room itself, but it's good in Trick Room. And ground type offensively is very good. I think it's a decent Pokemon. I think people sleep on it. Alchemy, I think, is a very strong Pokemon people are sleeping on for Trick Room teams. I'll put it kind of around here. Decorate is one of the best supportive move in the game. It's at least offensively. It doesn't get Follow Me. It gets pretty bad moves outside of that, but it does get Trick Room. It does get Decorate. It does get, like, I think Moon Blast potentially, and Aroma Veil is pretty good. So I think it's got potential. Phalanx, I also think has potential. I'll kind of put it in that same area. It gets an Omni Boost move, which I think is interesting. No Retreat does have a downside, similar to Clangorous Soul, where you can't swap out. Clangorous Soul, you take damage. But Omni Boost moves are really good. I don't think you can click this one twice, so it might not be as good. And Fighting typing is not as good as Fighting Dragon typing. Mega Phalanx is going to be good. I don't know how good. I'm going to put it at the bottom of the Unproven tier. I think it's got to be better than Mega Chestnut, but it's interesting. And again, it gets Omni Boost. It gets good stats. I can't remember what its Mega ability is. Phalanx, Mega Defiance. That's good. It's a good ability. Special Defense is bad, but after a boost, it'll be fine. I think this Pokemon will be good. You'll run probably all HP because you don't get boosted HP. You'll probably run like positive attack and then some like special attack, like 112 or something, and then try to hit a bump point if you can. Or maybe you run speed. You're already pretty quick. Yeah, but whatever. Phalanx is interesting. I'll definitely play around with it. Morpeko, I think you are actually quite good. I'll keep you in the Unproven tier. maybe like around like Blastoise. You get Fake Out, you get your Hunger Aura Sphere thing, Hunger Sphere, Aura Wheel, that's what it is. And it does pretty well. It's pretty fast. It's a Fake Out. It's electric. Electric's good. Dark's good. I think it gets Yawn, maybe? Yeah. Okay, Dragapult, I think, is slept on, especially now that Life Orb is back in the game. I'm going to put this as... Oh, I'm going to put it strong. I think it's stronger than some of these non-megas. I'm going to put it near Coma-O. This is a very strong Pokemon. It is very fast. It cannot be faked out. I think Phantom Force is very good. I think people think it's bad. Dragon Darts is not that good, but you can run sets with Draco Meteor and White Herb. You can do a lot with this Pokemon. It is very good. It's just limited by its moveset, but if it wasn't, I think this would be incredibly good. There is a niche for Intimidate's Weirdeer. It is pretty interesting with competitive stuff. You can also run it with generally, it's pretty good. I'll put it with the other Intimidators. It's got some niches. As does this guy. I'm going to put him up top. He is very good. He's probably the best out of these guys. This should probably get like with Reunion and Kliss. Pesky Legion is S tier. This thing is busted. It is meta defining. You need to have a team built around it. Pesky Legion female is not the same situation. It's very good. It's probably one of the best unproven Pokemon, but it's not strong in my opinion. It's probably strong actually. Adaptability is just really good. It just doesn't get the busted stuff in Wave Crash, and it does get Last Respects actually, I think. But yeah. Sneasler, you are A tier, if not S tier. I think it's A tier. And I think it's higher up in A tier. I think it's better than Incineroar. I think something like that. We're almost there. Heliolian, Quillfish is really good. I think it's going to be good. Something like here. Its typing is incredible. Dark and Poison is very good. You resist Fairy. You resist Fighting. It gets Intimidated, gets Swift Swim. It gets Bar Barrage. It gets some interesting stuff. So I'm interested to try it. Okay. Meowscarada, I think is very good. I think it's going to be good. I think it's probably deserves a spot around here. Protean's very good. You can also run Focus Sash and Overgrow. The fact that it gets a guaranteed crit is really good into a lot of the setup mons that are going around. It's obviously not good into Mega Staraptor, which holds it back, but you can run it on Protean, you can run it on Rain teams or Snow teams. You can run it in a lot of teams with Protean. Triple Axle is very good. Skeledirge. I think this Pokemon has a lot of potential. I think it is slept on, and I would be willing to explore it. Its unique move is very good. I think it's probably better. It's like in this tier, I would say, of things I want to try that I'm hopeful for that can just snowball out of control. Unaware is a very good ability. Yeah. Quaquaval. I think Quaquaval is quite good. I don't think it's as... I think it's like in a similar spot, I would say, as like these other starters. It can snowball out of control. I think it's probably better, honestly. I think it's like closer to kind of like this range. I think it's up with Meowscarada in terms of possible potential. If it starts snowballing with Moxie and its Aqua Step, it starts getting very fast and hitting very hard. And if you have Reflect and Sinistcha and other support around it, it gets very scary. And I think it's underutilized right now. It's weak to Floette and Sylveon. Otherwise, I think I would rate it higher. Okay, finishing up here. So Mousehold, I think, is one of the best supports in the game right now. It should be up with Sinistcha, but we haven't played Sinistcha. It's like right here. It's better than Raichu, in my opinion. Friendguard's crazy. Population Bomb is crazy. It's a really good Pokemon. Garganacl, I think, is probably slept on. I think it got nerfed pretty hard, which is why it might be slept on, but I'd be interested to try out some sets with it. It's still a very bulky Pokemon. Armarouge is a good Pokemon. I would say it's also probably a little underrated. It's good in Trick Room. I would put it around here. Ceruledge is very good right now. It's strong. How strong? I would say it's up here with Rotom. It's very good. It becomes a drain tank. It's very difficult to remove. Good with Milotic. It's, you know, maybe I would put it with Milotic. It's probably better than Rotom just because it gets Flash Fire into Charizard, so... Oh, this guy is awesome. I can't remember his name. I got obliterated by him. I'm going to put him a little higher, but Parabolic Charge on this guy can be very threatening and can also snowball and get out of control. Don't run normal Scovillain. The Mega, I think, has fallen from grace. It's still a good Mega, I think. I think it's probably at the top of C tier or lower in B tier. It's probably lower in B tier. I'll put it with Mega Charizard X in the wall. If you're not prepared for it, it can just obliterate you. Spicy Spray is crazy. You can do a lot of fun stuff with that Pokemon. Spathra, I think, is also very good. I think it's earned a place in B tier. I don't think it's very high in B tier. It's probably like above Hatterene, but Baton Pass Speed Boost is very good. Calm Mind is very good. Lumina Crash is very good. It snowballs with itself. It's very fast. Tinkaton is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I think it is a very good support Pokemon. I would say it's a strong Pokemon. I wouldn't put it too high up, though. I'll keep it at the bottom. Fake Out, Encore, Gigaton Hammer. It's really good with Oranguru. Very good with setting up Trick Room. Very good with Gengar on Parastrap teams. Encore, Play Rough. It's good. Fairy type's good. Fairy Steel is always going to be good. Especially in rain teams. Speaking of rain teams, Palafin is definitely A tier. Maybe not definitely. It's definitely B tier. People are probably underutilizing it right now. I think it's probably... I think this is fair. I could see it going higher as well. Its stats are ridiculous, but it does have to switch out to become good. The bulk up sets were very good last regulation. This is a niche Pokemon. You know, everybody knows Earthworm. It's hard to kill. Only weakness is Fighting type and Fire type. It heals from Ground type. Shed Tail is interesting. Yeah, whatever. Glamora, I think, is still good. With Focus Sash, I think it's fine. Bottom of B. It hasn't really been played like it was, but it's Toxic Debris is just very good. It has a place on the Mega Hawlucha team. Yeah, I think it's a good Pokemon. Mega is honestly, I think, a different story. I think it's the top of C tier. I think it's still unproven. Nobody's really gotten it to work, but it is very strong if it does work. So I could see this going up to B if people find the right support and the right team to build around it. But for now, I think it's kind of waiting for its spotlight. Houndstone, I think it's Houndstone. It's really good in sand. It gets last respects. It's gonna be good. I want to try it for sure in a sand team. Annihilate is very good. Let's just go ahead and bring this into B. Potentially A. It's up here with Milotic, if not better than Milotic. I think it is better than Milotic. It's very strong. You need to be prepared for Annihilate and Mousehold. I think it's A. I think Mousehold is also deserves close to A. Be careful for Annihilate. The nerf, I don't think, matters that much to Rage Fest. Farigiraf, I think, is one of the strongest supports in the game. I think it's just as good as Mousehold, if not better. Iron Tail is broken. Trick Room's great. Helping Hand, Psychic, Twin Beam is good into Sneasler. It's a really good Pokemon. Kingambit. Oh, Kingambit. You are definitely A tier. And I think it's better than Sneasler. It's up here. It's probably right there. And this is probably fair too. Sneasler should be higher. Goldengo. Okay, Goldengo's new. Goldengo's good. Goldengo got nerfed. How nerfed though? I still think it's very good. I think it's better than Aegislash, even with the nerf. So I'm gonna put it there. It's super good into Floette. Oh gosh, I feel like it needs to be A tier. I think it's so good. I think A tier makes sense. I think it's better than these non-megas. Yep. Life Orb's really good with it. Leftovers, Nasty Plot, Power Gem, Choice Scarf, Make It Rain. You can even run Steel Beam if you really want to, a Citrus Berry, and just have one, a nuclear option. You can run Steel Beam with Choice Scarf. You can run Trick, Choice Scarf. It's such a good Pokemon. Gold is amazing. I love Goldengo. It's very good. Okay, Sinistra, I think, is the first support I will put into the A tier. Or sorry, not the first. I think it's just as good as these supports, maybe better. Sinistra's so good. It's healing. Its synergy with Instant is insane. It's so good. It's one of the best support mom. It gets Trick Room. It gets Redirection. It gets decent damage in Matcha Gotcha. It heals. It can run Focus Sash with Strength Sap, with Grassy Terrain. Focus Sash is so good with Strength Sap. You can just get one shot, by Basky Legion, survive it with Focus Sash, Strength Sap them. They now can't one-shot you with the lowered attack. They'll go into you again. You just keep Strength Sapping them, and you can't die. I think it's a very good set. Arcaludon, you are A tier. It's the power level, I think, is really good for Arcaludon. It's really good in Rain with Swampert. It's maybe not as good as these guys, but I think this is fair for Arcaludon, especially with screens. It's snowballs out of control. Okay, Hydrapple, last and potentially least. It gets some unique stuff. I think it's good in Trick Room. I think that's all I have to say about Hydrapple. Grass Dragon's interesting typing, bad into ice, but good into fire. Yeah. So that's my tier list. As I said at the beginning, I think it's really important to create tier lists because it allows you to build better teams. It's important to know what the best Pokemon are in the meta. I think it's important to know what some of the possible potential up-and-coming Pokemon are in the meta to use in your teams, or also to know what the meta-defining Pokemon are, to know what you need to defend against. Like when you're thinking about what's that 6th Pokemon, what's that 5th Pokemon that's going to help this core, I think you really want to be looking at the S tier, A tier, B tier Pokemon and creating game plans around what would you do if, Samurott comes into your Tyranitar team with Sacred Sword. What are you going to do? That's how you become a better team builder. I think people often build teams based on typing, and I've been guilty of this, where you can build a team and you can say, hey, I want, Psychic and Dark type Malamar, and what complements that with Steel and Fairy or something like that, right? So people do it this way, but I think realistically this is just how you start teams, and you need to finish teams by creating a tier list and identifying what huge threats there are to your Pokemon in the meta. So without further ado, I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for joining. Like and subscribe if you like this content. Leave a comment if you agree that tier lists are great. And if you disagree with any of my placements, this is a living document to me. This is going to change throughout the regulation. And I definitely feel like I'm missing some S tier Pokemon. I could totally see Metagross, Aerodactyl, and Swampert kind of in this order being S tier, and then the rest of these being A tier. But it's up to you guys what you feel like. Let me know your thoughts, and thanks again for joining me. I'll catch you next time.